Wiseman, the 7-foot, 240-pound freshman out of Memphis East, looks to be the #1 overall prospect coming out of this draft. In my opinion, he is the #1 overall prospect, although he may not get picked first, as Anthony Edwards makes a strong case. This young man is a guy that could transcend any basketball team. He will come into the league as an elite rim runner, rim protector, and his best fit to me would be with the Golden State Warriors, a team that has enough odds to get a top 3 pick and possibly even the #1 overall out of the lottery drawing. James Wiseman looks to be one of the more luckier guys coming into this draft, as he can be surrounded with one of the best shooting backcourts in history and able to come in and play a really good role and have a great career to start. At 7'1", 240 pounds with a 7'4.5" wingspan, James Wiseman looks to be compared to none other than superstar David Robinson, who transcended the Spurs when he joined the league in the 90s. Wiseman and David Robinson have similar measurables, although Wiseman is a little bit larger than David Robinson was as far as weight and has a longer wingspan. Both have similar measurables, and if you look at the tape, their game speaks for comparisons as well. They're both really good inside, elite round and rim threat guys, and they're just physically impressive compared to those they play against. Wiseman's strengths that I note in this video will be his ability to be an elite rim protector on any level, have great mobility at 7'1", and having good strides and good touch on the mid-range and post-up shots. He's a really good player and is really versatile as a big 7'1" guy. At 240 pounds, he can run the court really good end-to-end speed, and he can get open lanes while other bigs are trailing at a much slower pace. Some of his weaknesses I have is that he hasn't necessarily developed the pick-and-pop threat into his game. He isn't necessarily the range shooter, which is confident to have in the new form of the NBA where three-point shooting is a must for most players. But his rim running and being able to be a consistent lob threat for any team that he chooses will be the reason that he's still an elite player in this league until he's able to be comfortable as a skilled big. Also, some other weaknesses is that he's sometimes selfish, whether on the drive or in transition, and kind of misses the corner three. Now, with most bigs, you don't expect them to make the pass out to the three anyway. But it's also good to be able to notice that your big can see that weak corner. It's a pro-level pass out. It keeps people open and gets your teammates confident. And you know what you can do inside. But getting better looks outside is what makes you takes the team from good to great. I feel like going forward that Wiseman needs to understand his playmaking can be very well predicated off the fact of how dangerous he is, whether in transition or in the half court. The opportunities he creates for others can be based off how dominant he is for himself. Similar to a DeAndre Ayton, who was a really good scorer coming in his first few years in the league, and he's getting a better understanding of how to see the teammates and how to make passes out of the post and understand that his back to the basket game, even though it is rare in the NBA, he might be the last of it, that he can be very well effective as a pass out guy out of the post if he's more understanding of where his teammates are and how defenses are playing him. Another thing Wiseman needs to understand is that spacing needs to be a big part of what he needs to learn. Being around the rim threat, he likes to be under the rim a lot. He cuts off a lot of driver's lanes for his guards. He often scouts the paint too much. He's looking for rebounds and doesn't really give his team the spacing. But I feel like the NBA floor would cater to that game, help him get more rebounds to get out of the lanes quicker and learn how to space out better and get better shots for himself in the long run. I feel like around the rim, Wiseman is the most dangerous prospect in this draft, being that he's able to be a threat on the pick and roll, lobs, and with putbacks from rebounds. This is a guy that off the first or second bounce, he is the most dangerous guy around the rim. Majority of the time when he goes up, it's a dunk. When he's too close to the basket, it's a dunk. And majority of the time, he's never too far from the basket to get it up there and touch the rim. This is a guy that you have to contain outside the lane, keep him outside of the blocks, keep him second block or higher. He cannot get inside the lane, otherwise you're forcing yourself to be in tough positions as a defense. Wiseman's next strength has to be his ability to run in the open court, coast to coast, whether he challenges the perimeter and is the first one out. He is a really good runner, a rim runner as a big. It's an elite version of his skill. Even though I don't have many clips to show for it, he's one of the first guys down and gives him easy looks at the basket, where he's easy to finish once he's close. Wiseman's ability to time shot blocks and cover a lot of ground as a mobile 7'1" big is one of the reasons I say he's an elite shot blocker. Even with lack of clips, it is noticeable that Wiseman will be one of the better shot blockers in his class, if not the best. Wiseman's touch on the mid-range and post-up shots is fairly good. He's good at sealing off, getting to his footwork. Shows that he puts a lot of work on it. At 7'1", it's a really good skill to have as he comes into the league. And it's going to be something that's noticeable. Similar to David Robinson clip, he's comfortable getting off that mid-range as well at the top of the key free throw line range. All in all, I have Wiseman's career projections being a Defensive Player of the Year candidate throughout his career and possibly a winner a few of those times because of his elite rim running and rim protection and his versatility as a defender. I have him being my number one overall prospect as I feel like he is the best in this draft. LaMelo Ball is my favorite. Anthony Edwards is my most likely to be picked number one. But I feel that James Wiseman is the number one overall pick in this draft. I feel like he will win Rookie of the Year because he has the secure numbers. He will average the 10 and 10 double-double numbers, possibly 15 and 10 depending on how well he scores. And I feel like he could be a modern-day version of Will Chamberlain in terms of an athletic 7-foot center that is really good in the post. Won't average 50 points, but of course he'll be really good as an athletic 7-footer. And I also have him receiving All-NBA team honors consistently throughout his career.